Welcome everybody to another Thrift Thursday. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. I got a couple of things this week, and I got a couple of things for me this week, including this little shirt that says "Mind Your Own Uterus." I wanted something a little bit cheery, comparatively, but also so that we all can remember what's actually going on and hey, this is still an issue. But I'm not going to get into that right now. The only other thing that I have that is updates is that I had my first craft show, which was Christmas in July at the Monroeville Mall. Now, it was $150 to rent the table for 2 days, and you had to be there from open to close. So I think the first day was supposed to be like 8:30 a.m. was like registration until 9 p.m. And then the second day was supposed to be like, I think registration was like 9:30, 10, and then you went till 6. Just to give you a couple of an idea, I got there and there was only 6 sellers. And I got real concerned that it's not really so much of like a craft fair, something that's like big, that like all of these smaller businesses are at least like bringing some promotion into like, not quite. Still trying to be positive. I set up my table. My table actually ended up looking really nice, I think. I also waited until the absolute last minute. Like, I had the candles on the table before I decided the prices. Because I could not decide prices for the life of me, but it actually worked because during crunch time, I was able to like, yeah, that's what I need. I'm just gonna go and do this. So I didn't have to second guess myself, which was good. And then the mall was supposed to be opening, and I'm just looking around, and the stores aren't all open. Now, I used to work in a mall, South Hills Village Mall. Whenever I was in high school, I worked at Pandora Jewelry Repair, which was a kiosk in the mall. Or not Pandora, sorry, Pronto Jewelry Repair. And then I worked at Pandora Jewelry. So for a while there, I had 2 jobs. So I've worked in a mall. I'm very familiar with mall. I've talked to a lot of people and made friends with people who also work in different stores in the mall. So the idea that a mall would not have rules in enforcing their open to close times for their stores. I know that whenever we ever had an issue that like our store would actually get a fine if we weren't open at 9 a.m. And if we ended up having to close early, the same thing kind of happened. And I don't know how much these fines were enforced. I know that whenever I was at the kiosk, they tried to fine him, and he was just like, no, that's not in my rental agreement. I'm not doing it. Which I thought was really cool and interesting, that he was able to like stand up because he was like an independent person. He doesn't like have, I don't know, a whole like staff of legal, everything else that like a store like Pandora or Forever 21 would have. But so the area that we had in the mall was actually between a Forever 21 and a Pandora Jewelry. So I actually got to see how much clientele and customers and just traffic flowing going into Pandora there was. And it looked extremely slow. I don't know if I would have been able to make my sales numbers because they had it like you had to have so many transactions, and you needed to have the transactions, you wanted to always have at least 2 or 3 different items because you're always adding on. And then you're also looking at your average cost of your sale. So we were really trying to like target good numbers, but if you don't have any customers and the expected flow of what's actually being sold would have been nothing. So I have no idea if they're going to stay open. Hopping all over to Forever 21, they did technically open on time. However, they only opened one of their gates. So whenever you walked into the mall through the entrance that we used, Forever 21 looked closed because their gate was down. And then they had a sign that said, hey, due to staffing issues, we're going to close at 7 p.m. Which I really wanted to wonder, like, is it staffing issues? so much as the mall is literally dying and you don't want to have to pay to be open longer, and that other stores are now closing down, because at 7, I would say 2/3 of the stores closed down. Not even joking about that. So they're just like, why would we stay open? And then again, I find it very interesting whenever they talk about staffing issues, because I almost just want to be like, that's not the excuse that you may think, because there's many reasons to have staffing issues. Is it because the shifts you're offering and for the price you're being competitive in the market, or is it like something with the lifeguards that the classes were down, and because they weren't making more lifeguard certifications and stuff, now we're having a shortage, but it's coming from something that's like not just this idea that workers don't want to work. But I did end up getting a sale actually relatively quickly. She actually bought a necklace and a candle, which was kind of cool. It also made me feel very happy that like I had actually sold at least a necklace and a candle, and it was the first time that I ever actually sold something. I mean, I'm not counting things like Girl Scout cookies, or like if I'm selling something for a company, like sold something from my business that I made, which was really cool. So that was a good, happy moment. Although I don't really get like, I only had 2 sales of the day. And both of them were credit cards. So I don't have like a like first like bill to like frame and hang on the wall to be like, look, it's the first money I made. I mean, I guess I have like a Square card transaction there for history. Yeah, there just wasn't a whole lot. I didn't feel too bad because the other people who were there weren't getting a lot. And as I walked around, I was like, wow, there was 4 stores closed on my way to the bathroom. And then I looked downstairs and there were kiosks completely empty. And that was only for the kiosks that they had. There was a lot of floor space. I would say that out of their kiosks area, maybe a fourth was full. So a third of the stores all over were closed. A third of them were done by a company that just likes to put scale with a price tag and things in front of it, like upscale juice, upscale kids. They even had upscale lingerie. Oh my, I have thoughts about that and what type. Oh. Anyways, so, and then they had about 1/3 that was still like major retailers, but it really seemed like the major retailers were just waiting for their lease to end. I think that's the only way that I can describe it. But I did get to also meet some cool people. My second sale of the day was actually this like really cute couple, super down to earth. He ended up being, I think, from Arizona, so he wanted like the largest thing of the cactus flower and jade scents, which did let me know that for easy access, I should probably be labeling the scents with like a color or something. So that I'm not like trying to like look at each one to go and see that like if I just put like a green dot or something, I think it could work well. I could do what my mom always did and just like put even just like nail polish. There is something about marking something with the nail polish that just brings back childhood memories. On that note, that's how the sale went. We actually ended up not going back the second day. It was just a really long day if you think of how many hours, and we even looked up at like Google Trends that like Saturday was their busiest day, and if on their busiest days we only got 2, it really didn't make any sense for us to be spending our time doing that. So now I'm trying to slightly try and figure out how to pivot and possibly start selling online. I think that might be where I kind of have to go, because right now I made a lot of inventory thinking that I'd sell at least like some of it. So I do need to try and like churn through some inventory so that I have some more space. As well as I don't put in, there's this like powder that you can buy that'll keep soy candles from like losing their dye out in the sun. So it's like UV resistant. and I am trying to put in like the least amount of chemicals into it. However, I mean, that's one of those things where it's like, what qualities do you want it to have versus are you sure that you don't want anything besides just soy wax? So we'll see. On that note, let's start with the stuff that I got. I actually didn't go fully in the morning because I worked yesterday at 4:30 a.m., which meant that I woke up at 3:30 a.m., and it was just a very long day. I got a couple of necklaces. This one was $2.99 originally, and I had actually seen it last week, but for $3, I was like, I don't really know if for $3 I want to get it. However, it was $1.50, and I did want it quite a bit. Ooh, it's coming apart. I'm glad that I didn't spend $3 on this. I'll just put that over there as it falls. This was another little piece. I actually did pay full price because it was only 99 cents, and I figured, okay, it's for $1. And it can be a little bit hard to see, but they're just a little bit of a pearl effervescence on top for these like really fun bauble beads. And I don't know why I might be obsessed with like necklaces that are chokers that only have one bead on it, but it would be such a fun little, I don't know. I just find them to be extremely fun beads to just make a little choker out of. Plus, it's Easter colors and it's fun. Yeah, so I got that because that was adorable. And then the last piece of jewelry, and I, again, had one of those like 10-minute, let me stand here and think and decide what I want to go and get. I actually went and I found this little bracelet. So it's a, it almost is like a silver hammered bracelet with a little bronzy gold carnation on it. However, on the back of it, it says Carnation, Success, January, Gratitude, and Friends. So I guess that's just all of the things that it's meant to represent, which I find interesting because at first I was like, January, is this like a birthstone? Which I guess, I mean, carnation being associated with success? I don't know. But I thought that was interesting, and I'm clearly not born in January. But I was like, hey, I don't have to take it. Nothing says that it's a birthstone. And the fact that it literally has success and gratitude and friend, and I mean, yeah, I liked it. I also like these that are metal because you can actually wrap them around your wrist a little bit and bend them, and that way they're not quite as big. As much as I love bangles, I can't stand because if they're big enough to fit over my hand, it's just gonna swim on my arm. But I got this one and I thought it was super duper cute. And is definitely not something that I have, although I do have quite a few of the silver bent bracelets. Okay, that is all for that. I'm gonna go and show you the book that I got real quick before we dive into the glass. I got Optical Illusions. It's another book for me to cut out, but I also, it was $1.99 but half off, so it was $1. And I just had fun going through it last night, and you can even see the variation and how some lines actually look longer than the other ones, even though that they're not. I want to see if one of the other ones that picked up well, if it would pick up kinda well. So like you have all of that where if I could kind of get it, you can kind of see it shifting. It might be a little bit hard for me to actually use these in photographs or anything. However, I do still like the idea of just cutting out pretty pictures and having them for inspiration. I still don't know what I would end up doing with them. I could be like a hoarder where instead of like newspapers, it's just an entire stack of like randomly cut out clips. And that just takes over my entire house. It would be fun and interesting, and hopefully I would prefer serve it, except if I don't know what to do with them with someone else. I I don't know. There is also an idea that I would take like the pretty art stuff and just put a hole punch and then just use them as like gift tags and like write like to from, and that way that gives some use out of it. We'll see. If I become a hoarder, please send help, but not a TV show. Okay, going on to the glassware. The first one I'm gonna show you, I saw it last week and I was not willing to pay full price for it whatsoever. It was $5.99 originally, and I was not having that whatsoever. So it has this really pretty flower-shaped blue plate. It is made in Japan, and it is hand-painted, you can tell. It comes with this cute little spoon. And then it is an absolutely gorgeous looking guy inside. Super shiny, super cute. And as you can see, really nice hand-painted gorgeousness. I am not going to turn this into a candle. This is going to live with me in my collection, and I love it. The other thing that I love is that because I feel like Twitch is a instrumental part of like the branding and the promotions that I do, that this comes out of now my thrift rescue business money. Now, I would say that I'm cheating and scamming things. However, I've been paying out of my own pocket this entire time. So I don't think it really matters. The money that comes out of that bank account is mine anyways. But I like it. So let me go and show you the next thing that I ended up getting. I got these cute little teacups. I really like that white and blue, and that these are actually like stoneware. And these were actually handmade in England. This one actually had a set of 4. So it was 4 for $5.99, but I got them half off, so it was $2.50. And one of them has chips in it, so maybe I'm gonna try and heal that one with a little gold resin. Although I have to say that I started listening to some of these Skillshare videos that were talking about like how to sell on Etsy and like your business and branding and everything else, and like having a mark that I'm actually putting on it that would identify it as something that I did, I think would be kind of cool. So I'm slightly considering like adding like just like a little piece of like gold leaf under like resin for like each one of my things. Although that could be an absolute pain in the butt, but I think it could be like a really cool little sign that it's me and being like, yeah, I left my mark. Here I go. Yeah, I think that that works. I'm gonna bring over these two, and then this one. This one, it's just the American press cut. Oh, don't make me say that 3 times fast, or just say it at all. It was originally $2.99. I got it for $1.50. I do think that the ones that have the lids on them are a little bit nicer, because I think this has more utility for someone who already has their like normal dishware. So a lot of people like, yes, mugs are useful for everybody, and this might not be useful for everybody, but almost everybody already has mugs. And I think that it helps keep like the scent in and fresh, and like I always like opening up the lids to like a candle. So I got that one. And then I only ended up getting 2 out of the 3 because they were priced individually, and after this past show, I was like, I don't want to, like, I want to really keep my margins, like, super tiny, so if I lose out or anything else, like, it's okay. But then I ended up going back and grabbing 2 of them, because this is the Fort Christie, Mexico. These are really cute little tiny pink mugs, we'll call them, or cups, just cups. But I really like the design, and I just think that this like pale pastel pink is so pretty, and it has such nice undertones where I feel like it can bring some color into like a cool area, but if you put this in like a warm area, I feel like it picks up the warmth. Then I got these guys. I wish I did try and actually look for them online. I did the little Google reverse image search and I didn't find anything. But it's these little tiny like rocks glasses that have these cute little deers all over them. And they were four for $1.99, and at 50 cents each, I was like, that's not a bad price. The other thing that I like and that I've been trying to like slightly focus on is whenever I'm looking at what to buy, I don't want there to be like a large tapering difference, only because it can make it really hard to have the wicks evenly distributed and like, yeah. So I liked the shape and it was cute, and $1.99, so 50 cents each is not bad whatsoever. I am now down to my last and final find. This one was, and I looked at them and I was like, those are cute, but then I was like, they're not on sale, and then I found some that were like kind of okay, and then I was like, okay. So these weren't on sale, but they were 4 for $2.99. And then I was looking them up just to go and see, and like I didn't have a lot of high expectations. A lot of the times when you have a glass like this, where, I mean, it's a wine glass. It's a very basic stem. Like this stem, yes, the proportions of stems kind of help you identify and like see, but like this is not a completely unremarkable vase without any designs cut into it. And then the top, we do have this like nice smoky top and a little band on top that did help it make it a little bit easier, because without this band, there's no way that I could accurately tell you. I will say that it sounds also like crystal, so I mean, that gives you a good idea that, so like, anyways, I wasn't hopeful whenever I was reverse searching it, but turns out it is a Gorham Smoky Crystal wine glass, and 4 of these, which is what I got, is selling for $58 on Etsy right now. So that was a fantastic, insane find. I don't know if these are going to turn into candles, because I don't think anybody's going to pay that amount for this turned into a candle. So I might just sell them off. I would keep them, except wine gives me the worst headaches, so I'm not going to use them. So yeah, I still haven't fully decided yet. We'll see. I do need to get boxes. I have quite a bit of work coming up. I've taken on quite a few more shifts just to go and help bring in some money to me. So I do have a whole lot of work. I am going to try and keep doing all of this. And the next couple of steps that I'm trying to do is getting packaging so that I can ship things. Working a little bit more on my inventory of like making sure that I know what I want to sell, where I want to sell them, and if they turned out good or not good. Because some of them just didn't like adhere to the glass well enough, and like they have imperfections. And then we'll see. I'm supposed to be working on a script to do an interview so that my website could have like a little interview with me, which I think could be cute. And on that note, one last thing before I let you go. So, it was, what was it? Tuesday night, and my boyfriend was making hamburgers, and I guess there was enough for like 4 patties, and he was like, oh, what do you want on your second hamburger? And I was like, oh, can I just have it for lunch tomorrow? And he's like, well, I guess so. And he wasn't expecting that response, but he was like, yeah, I can pack for your lunch. So he like kept it separated, and then he had it all packed up so that I had like this like perfectly packed lunchbox, and like the bread was like in a Ziploc baggie all by itself, so like it wouldn't go and get like stale or like moisture or anything. And he left a little note that says, "Dear babe, I hope you have a wonderful day at work. I love you, Brian." I thought that was darling. So on that note, I am going to let you go, and I will see you next Thursday. Take care.